All right, there's one more thing for today that I want to talk about with scientific notation, and that's when sometimes you're working with scientific notation, your numbers will all get a little bit messed up and you got to fix it. So it might look like scientific notation because you have that power of 10, but it's not, because it might not be between 1 and 10 anymore. So you might be doing all this work and you end up with an answer like 54.3 times 10 to the third. And now, yes, I agree that looks like scientific notation. You have the coefficient, you have a power of 10, but there's one thing wrong. That coefficient is not between 1 and 10. So there's a lot of different ways to think about this, but I'm going to just show you one in this video, maybe two. So first way I'm going to tell you is, ignore this for 1 second. Let's put this number in scientific notation. Let's just put 54.3 in scientific notation. Well, you saw in the last video, hopefully, I locate my decimal point, I look at where it needs to go, which is right here, and I just created the number 5.43. That's where my decimal point needs to go to make it between 1 and 10. I know it's going to be multiplied by a power of 10. In this case, it's going to be 1 because the decimal points are only one spot away from each other. So now let's look back to our actual problem. 54.3 is 5.43 times 10 to the first. So it's 54.3 turns into 5.43 times 10 to the first, but we still have times 10 to the third. Well, now look what happens here. 10 to the first and 10 to the third makes 10 to the fourth. So I have 5.43 times 10 to the fourth, and now this is a number in scientific notation correctly because this is between 1 and 10, and I have a power of 10. So I'm good there. Let's try one more. So here, again, looks like scientific notation, but it's not, because this is not between 1 and 10, this is less than 1. So I can put this in scientific notation. I'm going to do it a little bit quicker this time. This is 1.5 times 10 to the negative first. But it's still times 10 to the third. So again, group these together. What happens here? I'm supposed to add my exponents, and this time I'll get 10 to the second. 1.5 times 10 to the second. And now this is in scientific notation correctly. Between 1 and 10, I have my power of 10 and I'm good to go. Now, once you understand how this works, I like to show a shortcut. In the shortcut, I just draw this little diagram. If you need to move your decimal point to the left to make your number be between 1 and 10, you will add 1 to the exponent. But if you need to move your decimal point one spot to the right, you will subtract 1 from your exponent. I just came up with a rhyme right now. One way you can remember this is like a J, right? J plus, remember the J plus to get an A plus. It rhymes, I like it. So let's use this example. Say I have something like 802 times 10 to the fourth. Well, my decimal point is here right now, so I have to actually move back twice. 1, 2. Each time I move back, I add 1 to my exponent. So I move back twice, I'm going to add 2 to my exponent. And I end up with 8.02 times 10 to the 6. Now that shortcut, if it works for you, go ahead and use it. Hopefully you understand what it means though.